Black people, eulatriae, wide nose, woolly hair, pronoptus, everted lips. This is how the cave view the Congo, Zaire, the forbidden. See, remember, we're talking about the cave's perspective, the cave's narrative on Africa and the African people. They have a right, because they write the rights. But they have a right. Let them tell it. This is their rite of passage. The demonization of their polar opposites. They put it in movies, cartoons, religion, spirituality. It's all the same thing. It's all the same thing. It's no different. They just use different names. I can show you different folklores, mythologies, and different people doing on the same code. Demonization of black people, black lands, and black places. You know, it goes hand in hand. You understand? It's going hand in hand. With the demon game and all this other stuff, man. Night gods and all this stuff. Look at the chains, man. You gotta see the chains in the hood. Hooded. We always say we from the hood. That's a bar. Hooded cobra. That's another bar. That's going back to the totem snake game. Let me see what else I got on here. You got the Congo Zaire. Congo. That's why you get a lot of this. It's symbolic, man. You got to read the symbols, man. Say we like monkeys. That's what the cave always said. I mean, we're strong. The muscle game. Then we're pernoctus. But we don't have that Neanderthal brow. That Neolithic brow. But all of it's symbolic. They send Samuel in there. Situation. You see what I'm saying? They play too much, man. It's never just a movie. It's only just they said at the yard when they want to discredit anything you talking about. Oh, it's just a movie. Anything we talk about, you ever hear them use the word it's just. It's to decredit what we talking about. Discredit. I said decredit. They're decrepit asses. Their decrepit asses want to discredit anything we talk about. That's why they say it's just a movie, but they call you a monkey in real life. They call us monkeys. They've been calling us monkeys in real life, and then they throw the monkey game, the King Kong game in the movie game, helping out Karen, climbing up to the tallest building with Karen, risking his life for Karen. So you got to watch the finesse. And then you got the Tarzan situation. Tarzan, he was the enslaver. He was the overseer of the jungle. You know what I mean? But then we go to the Black Panther situation. You had the white gorilla. They another tribe worshiped the gorilla situation, but they worshiped the white gorilla. You see what I'm saying? You got the Hanuman situation. You got a lot of different gorilla situations, ape themed situations, even Dragon Ball Z. You know, tail, head growing up. Our head grows up. You know what I mean? So we got to peep the similarities and the comparison. The word parable. That's where you get the word compare. Parable, compare. You compare the parables to see what people are talking about. Coming over on boats. Wasn't King Kong brought over on a boat in chains? Slave ship. Huh? Then when you look at the whole movie layout, the other monkey, Scar, he was inside the inside. Because remember, they already in Hollow Earth. They put him in the inside. They was in prison inside. This is what I'm saying. These cave people, you can flip that into the reality metaphor. These cave people broke out the cave. These Neanderthals, that's why they say the Neanderthal don't exist. The caveman don't exist, meaning that they left the cave. Them no longer being Neanderthals and them no longer having cave lions means that they left the cave. Evolution means change. They changed from caveman to landman. Caveman to landman. That's why you gotta peep their territory. They always in like deserts and shit. Their whole foundation is outside the green. You see what I'm saying? You get the Niger Congo, we stay in the green, wide nose, woolly head. But then when you get them others, them desert Africans, they be in the desert. There's Nilo Saharan's a desert African. A Khoisan is a desert African. And the Afro-Asiatic is a desert Neanderthal. Fresh out the cave. But remember, the Khoisan is coming out the cave, and the Afro-Asiatic is coming out the cave. I'm not really too fond of this Nilotic situation. I know they got the wide nose, woolly head, and your skull is Congoid, so ain't no such thing as a Nilotic if your skull is Congoid. Let's run this gun. That's why you gotta watch him. Right here, you look at the non-Bantu languages. Fula, look, Mosai, Wolof, Yoruba, Mandinga, Ibo. That shit barely, hard to see. Barely can see that shit. It shows you it's a non-Bantu game. Remember, languages are an extension of people. Everything is an extension of people. Do not allow them to sever that extinction so they can be portrayed as someone else or masquerade as someone else. Running again, black people. The absorption game is the carbon game, is the black game. Inhale, exhale. Absorption is inhaling. What see? Absorption is inhaling. Inhale, exhale, Earth's second lung, the Congo Basin. You see what I'm saying? We say life started here. That would be the spiritual realm. Breathe, spirit, things of that nature. Spirit, breathe, nature. That's why they out here cutting down all the grass and shit. Maintenance. Making sure the planet doesn't turn into a jungle, doesn't turn into nature. Because nature produces oxygen. Ain't no third or fourth lungs that they speak of. Technically, these the only lungs and the biggest lungs. They always try to throw the Amazon basin in the mix. But, you know, that shit ain't fucking with it. And remember, they got a Niger over there, if I'm not mistaken. Black River situation. Oh, Negro River. They got a Niger River and a Negro River. We're gonna have to talk about that. But think about this. The environment is breathing. The environment is a lung. That's bars. The Congo is lungs. It's an organ. It's associated with the organ of lungs. So we're going to have to get into the symbolism on the lung game too then. Lungs, hearts, and organs, and breathing, and all that stuff go hand in hand with the spiritual warfare, food, environment, and everything. Remember, we got to be universal in this knowledge and break it down from symbolism to esoteric to, you know, religious breakdowns, etymology, prefix, suffix, anagrams, you know, phonetics, everything. Geography, topography, all types of ographies. You understand? All sorts of ographies. You see with that West African. Ain't no East African, South African. You see what I'm saying? North African. It's just East African. And the green to green. You see what I'm saying? All these people that's indigenous and playing this indigenous on these slave trade areas got these slave trade monarchs and civilizations. You see what I'm saying? This is where all these slave ports is at. This is where you get the Sahara and the Indian Ocean slave trade situation. You see what I'm saying? Then you got the transatlantic situation. Because remember, this was the Ethiopian Sea initially. Before it was the transatlantic. This was the Ethiopian Sea. So you can call this the trans-Ethiopian Sea slave trade. You understand? And remember this for educational purposes. This may ruffle some feathers and shake up some kizaves. That's what they don't want to talk about. So remember the out of Africa. This is the out of Africa. This is what this is when you see what I'm saying? You went out of Africa and went Europe or Asian. You left out of Africa and you left being African. Huh? This go black to black. Black to black. You just go black to light. This is why God is the light. Bringing them out the age of ignorance, the age of darkness. You see what I'm saying? The age of dark skin, the age of wide nose and woolly hair. Into the age of gillick and ice and sand, caves, camels, cows, milk, dairy. And this is King Jarir in your ear.